Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365 and Toyota. Sing the song. First W of the year. Miggy goes boom. Happ goes boom. And Horton simply deals. Let's fly the W next. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365, where winning is everything, and Toyota. Let's go places. We are live in the Xfinity Loft here in the West Loop. Luke Stuckmeyer, Joey Christopoulos, Justin Roman flying the W today on a Saturday for you, and Sarah running the ones and twos.
Go Cubs.
Love to hear it, Sarah. Love to hear it.
First win of the season.
You can't see him, but Rally Dog Vito is also in the house.
Guys, 161-1 is still in play.
Still in play. That's right. It's not unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic at all.
I thought when you said the 161, I was thinking of the amount of days since the last time we've had a Cubs winner, right? Yeah. This is the first one since last October, the first one of 2026. And frankly, man, you can't script this really any better, right? This was a fantasy for a Cubs fan. The bats came out. Your ace looked awesome on the mound. It was sunny at Wrigley. It looked a little chilly, but still, you can't draw it up any easier against a team, obviously, that you should beat. Hey, guys, Cubs are back to 500, all right?
That's it.
We're doing okay. Yeah. Right back in the division race.
That's it. A nice win.
I want to jump on that. You said our ace, and I see in our headline here is ace in the making. Like, Cade Horton is our ace, and it's not just one game. It's the fact that last year, since he was up, he was phenomenal. And this kid's got all the talent in the world. I think the discussion is over. Cade Horton is the ace of this team, and he showed nothing of the different today. He looked amazing. This kid, I'm so excited because he's a young stud. It's not like we got somebody who's like about to hit free agency. He's going to be a Cub for a long time, and it's so good to finally have a homegrown ace, fronting the rotation for years to come. But, I'm sorry, guys. For me, it's no question. Cade Horton is our ace.
He is the ace until maybe Cabrera throws a one-hitter on Monday.
Right.
Hey, I can't decide if I want that to be such a clear thing, like who's the ace of this team, because it would be okay if Cabrera and Horton went back and forth all season and you were trying to determine which one was better.
Yeah,
but they were both pitching great. That's not a bad thing to have.
Well, and shout out to Jedi, by the way, in the chat. Hung out with him in the Discord. Super cool guy. Thanks for jumping into the live chat. Yeah, look, what you want also is, what do you want? That chain reaction, right?
Yeah.
Cade picks up the ball, goes out, deals for a couple days. Yeah. Shota tomorrow. Cabrera after that, Tyone, roll it back over. Boyd gets a bounce back. That's what you want. You want them to feed off of each other. Yep. And Justin, it was so great to see Cade Horton pick up right where he left off last year, working efficiently. Fastball looked great at 97 miles an hour through 75 pitches, 53 of them strikes, 10 ground balls, 3 fly ball outs, swing and miss, everything that you want. And the pitch count, the thing that we worried about last year was trying to manage his innings, managing his pitch count. He's gotten so efficient, Justin, that he was in the low 70s pitching into the 7th inning. That's the stuff that goes beyond the box score to me and beyond the talent that says, this kid can be an ace and maybe also be that workhorse, that old school workhorse that goes 7 or 8 innings maybe in a game.
Well, the crazy thing is, too, is that I'm super optimistic by nature, and I would have never thought. I thought 6 innings tops for Cade Horton today because it's very early in the regular season. You want to kind of ramp up. I was shocked that Council put him back out there for the 7th, but Joey, to your point, he was very efficient with his pitches. Yeah, it's like he could go the 7th, and if it wasn't for that base hit, maybe he finishes the 7th. But by all counts, just a perfect first start for Cade Horton. And the chat is saying it. I've been saying it for a while. I think we changed his name officially to Ace Horton because that's exactly who he is to this team.
Well, I'm Captain Positive, and I knew that he was going into the seventh inning.
Choo-choo.
As everybody likes to call me, Captain Positive
That's
Stuckmeyer. No, so here's the deal. When he was trying to come into the big leagues and we all thought he was ready, it was all about the last thing they wanted him to fix was throw strikes.
Right.
Throw strikes. Now he's doing tons of it. One walk today. One walk. Was it a ton of strikeouts? No. The final line, 6 1/3, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts. But there it is. One walk. And the percentage of strikes was great, and he didn't have to do a ton. And even though the wind was potentially blowing out a lot this game, didn't really matter. No. He did exactly what the Cubs needed him to do. He embraced it, and I agree. I've said the opening day starter is a ceremonial thing,
right,
for the most part. Now, I don't think there's any reason it wouldn't be Horton or Cabrera next year, unless they make a big trade for Scooble in the late deadline. Right. But dream on. Anyways, I'm just saying, I don't think Matthew Boyd is your opening day starter moving forward, but he was the veteran who had earned it, and he was your all-star last year. And so let's just move on from it now. Yeah. Horton is the ace, and if it's not Horton, it's Cabrera. That's the way this team is set up to be this season. That doesn't mean Boyd can't have a good season, or Tyone can't have a good season, or tomorrow Shota can't show up and for the first time have a nice game since about the middle of last year, right? All of those things can still be true and still have Cade Horton be the ace of this team.
Yeah. I want to follow up on something with you when you're talking about Horton, because I think you're bringing up something important when we talk about – when we talk about the analytics and the numbers and we're like, why are Cade Horton's Cy Young odds crazy? Why are they 75-1? It doesn't make any sense. I think it comes back to something that you said a little bit about he does get swing and miss, but his strikeout numbers aren't necessarily eye-popping. Right? I don't know if he's ever going to be the guy that has the 10, 11, 12 K per 9 rate. It's still going to be a 9 or a high 8. You're going to live with that all day long. So for you, Luke, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, he pitched so well in the second half last year. I was almost like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah. But it was nice to see him come back. He looked exactly the same that we saw him in the second half. So if it isn't the swing and miss, the efficiency, right? Is that what's important to you?
Yeah, and it's called pitching. It's not called just I know that the game's gone to that, hey, this guy had 11 strikeouts and we hit 5 home runs. And that is kind of the way baseball is a little bit. But the rule changes with the stolen bases, and it's still there. And when we talked to Dan Plesac, what did he say?
Command the zone.
We love to talk about the guys that all throw about 100. But if you could control 95 and you could put it here, that's just as effective. Yeah. And many times that's just as good or sometimes better. By the way, Plesac's top 25 starting pitchers came out. The first one, he does it every month, I believe.
Okay.
First one, we got Cade Horton at 18 in Major League Baseball. Okay. Now, I wasn't sure what to make of that. I was thinking, do I like that? The first guys are Skeen, Scooble, Crochet, Max Fried, Brian Wu, Hunter Brown, Yamamoto, Sanchez, Freddie Peralta, Chris Sale.
Okay.
I can't argue that he has proven anything more than some of those guys, right? So he's not in the top 10. By the way, Matthew Boyd is 21. So the Cubs have 2 in there. Whoa, in the top 25. Well, I think he's basing it on nothing has happened this year. He made this list prior to opening day.
So power ranking.
Hey, man, this guy was good when they needed him in his last start. He ran out of gas, but he was great last year.
I'm just going to say, guys, last year, don't forget, he literally was in the top 3 of, pitchers in Skeen, Scooble, and Horton for a big stretch of time. He's got that type of talent. Now, sure, maybe he's not the biggest strikeout pitch you have, but how many one-pitch outs did he get for you? And that translates to going back out there in the 7th with 70 pitches. You know what I'm saying? So the strikeouts are great, but I almost would take a one-pitch out over a strikeout because it shortens your bullpen. You know what I'm saying? So Cade Horton is everything that I've ever wanted in an ace and more. Again, I'm not overreacting to one start because for a big chunk of last year, he was this exact pitcher. And I will die on the hill of if we had him for the postseason, it'd be a different outcome, I think, than what it was last year because he was that good going into October. And hopefully he'll be even better this year going into another October.
Yeah, look, and a lot of players on this Cubs team right now, and especially on the north side, the vibes are really high, right? Mm-hmm. So I was sort of surprised, and I was a little taken aback by Steamer projections not really liking Cade Horton a lot.
Strikeouts,
the
I think.
Cy Young odds, 75-1. I mean, I'm a fancy baseball guy. He's not up there the way that Plesac ranks him. You know what I mean? I'm like a little bit of fantasy baseball every once in a while. It was a bit of a surprise. But I think everybody in-house and on the north side and every Cubs fan understands what Cade Horton is capable of. And, Justin, to your point, what he proved, frankly, last year in the second half.
Totally.
Like, the question now is, obviously, can he keep it going? Where's the consistency with that? What I also really like, too, is that when the Cubs got a lead, what's the first thing that you worry about with the starting pitcher once they get a lead? They kind of give it right back. Mm-hmm. He completely shut the door on a team. On a Nationals team that, look, it's 2 games into the season, but we're getting kind of the full Washington National experience so far. They seem to be a big team. They can hit the ball hard. They swing and miss a lot. They're terrible on defense.
Oh, man, they're horrible.
And you know what I mean? You could take advantage of those things, and the Cubs did exactly that today. They took advantage of an inferior opponent, pounded them, and took home the first W of the season.
Shout out to everybody in the live YouTube chat here at the CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. I've seen some people saying, hey, hit the like button, including King Louie and our guy Tim with our first super chat of the year.
Arizona Tim. That's what they call him.
Our guy.
My man.
$49.99. Can't watch because the Pops and I are painting Chandler, Arizona blue and red right now. First of 102 today. Love you guys. Go Cubs, go. We golfed with Tim.
Hit him straight, Mark. Hit him straight, Mark.
Really good guy, man. He was a lot of fun. He was. And big Cub fan, we're all watching it together, and he's a really cool guy. So thank you. We'll excuse you for not checking in because you're partying with painting the town red and blue, like you said, right?
Thank you again, Tim, for bringing the blankets and saving our spots.
Yes. Oh,
he did. I forgot about that.
We would have never gotten those spots if it wasn't for him.
That's right.
Yeah, and he waited hours for us.
Tim's the man.
So thank you,
Camped
Tim.
out early, got us some great spots in the left field. Yeah, Tim's a diehard. He's a sicko. We text. He's a good friend. All that and more when you hang out with us.
Is Tim's golf outing with us with his dad, or laying down the blankets in the outfield grass, or a $49.99 first super chat of the year, which gets him sicko of the month?
Ooh.
I think we should hand out sicko of the month. Right now, Tim is our sicko of the month.
I think so. It's official.
First win of the season. We're already handing out sicko of the month because it's almost over.
It's almost over, right?
He dominated March between putting down the blankets and all that stuff.
The shortest, most dominant run of a month I've ever seen from anyone.
I believe he was awarded Shady Rays too. We gave him some Shady Rays while we were there.
I would say anyone that camps out and gets a spot for you at a concert, at a ball game, whether it is on the grass or whatever at Tinley Park, I think that's the sign of a true friend right there.
On the flip side, you hate those people. If you're trying to get a spot in left field and this guy's got like 8 blankets,
too bad. So
takes
sad.
the ire for us.
Yeah,
takes the sneers and the dirty looks for us.
I'd be mad.
He's our bleacher Jeff of the spring.
This is going to date me, but remember when we used to take your big winter coat and you'd stretch it across 3 seats at the movie theater for the people that were trying to get popcorn for you? And there was that exchange, and you're like, you're holding them on for dear life. You're like, seats taken, can't sit here, like the whole time. That's a true friend.
Absolutely.
That is. So, Tim, thanks for the super chat. By the way, we got new merch. Did you see the new merch that we've launched for the start of the season? And if you're celebrating the first win of the season like we are, good time to go online and check it out. The new Friday 120 Club logo is in. Friday 120 Club will march on again this season, just with a different logo. It now comes in multicolored hoodie form.
Shades,
Blue
I would say.
Or green.
Upgrade.
The T-shirt is still available in green. We have an address of Blues Brothers address. 1060 West Addison. Isn't that Wrigley Field? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And we also have hats now and available in the merch store for you. So if you sign up to be a diehard, one of those boys could be a freebie for you.
Being the hosts of this show, all 3 of us, do we get a discount on any of that stuff, or are we just...
Justin, has no one given you a discount code yet?
We don't talk about that.
Are you just spending hundreds of dollars?
I mean, I figure like anything I make here goes back into the merch. It's like
we'll talk.
We'll talk. All
yeah,
right.
we'll talk about it as Godfather CHGO is trying to take a victory lap after doom. Like it was a doom scroll watching your comments the other day, sir, when the Cubs lost. But who said Amaya would hit the first home run of the season. Of course, Godfather, credit to you, man. And shout out to Ron S. in the chat as well.
Ron likes the hoodie. Also, bet $4 to win $140 today.
I think on PCA.
2 PCA stolen bases.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many good things that happen. We have obviously multiple segments to talk about all the great things that happen, but I think, first and foremost, talking about the first win is huge, and Cade Horton is officially Ace Horton because he is that guy.
Coming up after the break, it is an apology to one Cub from one of us and Miggy's first game behind the plate. CHGO Cubs coming at you.
Our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your baseball season. Think about it. It's 162 games. There are ups, there are downs. This will keep you calm for the long haul. It's a marathon, not a sprint, right? Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They have a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Wherever you are in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location for you. They have spots as far south as Champaign and as far north as South Beloit. Stop in the store nearest you for expert guidance from their staff. Oh, wait a second. You don't want to get out of your house?
No.
You want to stay on your couch?
Leave me here.
You want to stay in your room?
Couch potato.
All right. Head to their website for only the best under the sun, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. That's right. 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter the promo code HICHGO. That's HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Sunnyside Dispensary, only the best under the sun, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders.
And Justin, we never like to hear that phrase, what's your 5-year plan? But when it comes to the Cubs, we all of a sudden, we like that new 5-year plan for the rest of the decade. And what if you could also have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi over that 5-year plan? What if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years for that 5-year plan? Ooh. That's right. It's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. So imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like some kind of amazing sixth sense, and then lets you stream that Cubs game, even when the whole family's online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years, but the 5 years moving forward, we got to like it, and we love it with Xfinity. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities today with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply, but visit Xfinity.com today.
And we're back in the old Xfinity loft with the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365 and Toyota. And it is time for your Taking the Temp. 4 Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric, serving the area for more than 50 years. Visit 4 Seasons Heatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That is 4 Seasons Heatingcooling.com. So what are we taking the temp on today, fellas? How about Miguel Amaya?
Yes. I was so mad opening day when I saw that Carson Kelly got the start and it wasn't Miguel Amaya, because I feel like Miguel Amaya is going to be the main catcher for us this year. Then it was kind of told to me by some people that maybe Matthew Boyd prefers Carson Kelly, so it may have been like a personal catcher thing. We'll see as the rotation comes around, but I truly think Miguel Amaya is going to be the main catcher for this team, and he's got the most upside. Remember, a former top prospect of ours, and I just feel like when he's been healthy, he's been great. So I hopefully, knock on wood, we get a full year of health from Miguel Amaya. And he showed why today, because he hit the first home run of the season for our 2026 Chicago Cubs, and none of us called that one. I know we called PCA.
Godfather claims he called it.
Joey called...
I said Bregman.
Who's Godfather?
Oh boy,
there you go.
DFA Bregman. We'll never know.
DFA Bregman.
But make you look good, and also I like the new hair, the long hair with the bandana.
Oh, so first, that's where I was going to go. First of all, the fit check on Miggy Amaya is out of control. All right, he's got like the Eugenio Suarez starter kit. He's got a little bit of the goatee. He's got some of the Banderas working in the background with like the top bandana on. Like he looks awesome. He looks rocking. He looks ready to roll. He looks strong.
Yeah,
and good for him, man, cracking the ball over the fence. And look, the part about it is he's one of those unknown. I don't want to call him like a lottery ticket, but he maybe he's closer to found money, right? Yeah. Where last year you looked at his numbers, he had an OPS over 800 for a catcher. You'll take that all day long. Hurt his oblique last year, then came back, and then was back, no more than a week before I thought he shattered his leg in Toronto when he stepped on that first base.
Yeah.
And that's been the story of his career, Luke, is just he can't seem to stay healthy. And if the karma and the baseball gods would just shine on Miggy Amaya just for this one season, I'm with you, Justin. I think he can not only be the starting catcher on this team, but then, again, another chain reaction. It makes Carson Kelly one of the best backup catchers in the game.
Totally.
So, again, another guy that can slide into the back half of the lineup, especially while maybe Mo Baller's trying to get his feet wet a little bit. Big day for Miggy Amaya, and I'm curious to see how they roll it out per matchup. Is it going to be a 50-50 split, Luke? I'm not so sure. It could be a matchup thing. It could be a hot hand. But again, Miguel Amaya hitting the ball in the Cubs offense is a great thing because it also will help keep Carson Kelly fresh, and it makes that lineup, again, longer. That's what we talked about the other day, length in the lineup.
As we were finishing off the rally cake during the game,
We did.
You made a great point. Like he just deserves a healthy season.
He does.
Like he finally deserves to be healthy for a whole year, and let's see what he's like. Let's see if he is. I mean, you'd love it if the future of the catcher position for the Cubs could be Amaya and Ballesteros. That's not against Carson Kelly. He's just older than the two of them. So that's what you would hope. I see Cantadope says the super chat for $4.99. That's more like it. We're back World Series bound, and Bregman stinks.
To Alex Bregman's credit, though, he crushed the ball.
He did.
Crushed the ball with guys on first and second. And, I mean, just right at it wasn't even right at the guy. He had to go back and jump. So, I mean, like,
if he had to go to his side, he doesn't make that catch.
Sometimes luck does play into baseball. Alex Bregman is going to be just fine, and he laced that ball today.
That's the game of baseball. I promise you there are going to be days when Alex Bregman carries the offense.
Yes.
Today, he was the only guy that did not reach base.
Wow.
Go figure.
Only guy, really.
Only guy.
Crazy.
Everybody else.
For a game of Stucky Bucks, now, first home run of the season. Now, Godfather says check the tape. He called it, all right. First home run of the season, Miguel Amaya. The last 10 years, there have been 7 different guys to hit the first home run of the season. So we're going back to 2017.
Ian Happ is one of them.
So we know,
them,
Miguel Amaya is one.
Okay.
He had not done it before.
Yeah.
First home run of the season. So you got Amaya and you got Ian Happ. Ian Happ's actually in there 3 times.
I think he had the first home run of, like, the entire baseball season at one point. Was it?
Against the Marlins.
Yes,
correct.
Okay.
Amaya did it. Last year it was...
First home run of the season.
Well, I mean, this is Chat GPT, so it could be wrong.
Can I guess Michael Bush?
Bush is not on the list.
Did we agree
Someone
that-
who's not on the team at the very moment.
Well, before we get to that, wasn't Nico Hoerner one of these answers?
Yes, Nico is an answer.
Okay.
2022 is Nico.
Okay, so last year, someone was on the team this year?
Somebody else did it.
Was it Cal Tucker?
Christopher Morel. Frank Schwindel.
No.
Patrick Wisdom.
No. If you go back to last year, it was Seiya.
Oh, okay.
Seiya.
I don't really remember it.
Okay.
2024, Dansby.
Okay.
Then Seiya again in 23, Nico, Happ. You go past Happ into 2019, Baez.
Okay.
And 2017,
Chris Coughlin.
you're partially right.
Dang it.
Christopher Morel?
Chris 2017.
Chris Bryant.
Chris Bryant.
Oh, KB.
Okay.
Chris
Sorry.
Bryant,
I know
yeah.
him as KB, sorry.
Happ's done it a couple times too. So, yeah, you never.
No.
Come on. Is it important? No, it's not. But it's always fun to
Well,
guess.
also someone like Miguel Amaya, who has had bad luck against him for a while now, right? The health has been a concern for him. I think it is important for Miguel Amaya, right? The Wrigley Field faithful's there. You still haven't won a game at that point, and to hit the first home run for this Cubs offense, which is pretty stacked, I think it does matter because it kind of like it sets his season off on the right tone and the right foot, and hopefully it's obviously bigger and better things to come. But I think for someone like Miguel Amaya, it does matter because he has had a lot of things go against him. So finally something like positive and good, it counts. It's not spring training stats. It counts. It matters. And hopefully it's a sign of things to come for Miguel Amaya.
Yeah, when the catching position for the Cubs is going well, the offense is going well too as well. We saw that with Carson Kelly the first couple months of last year, and Miguel Amaya in tandem before he got injured.
Yeah.
We saw it in the second half when Carson Kelly fell off offensively. We struggled offensively. I'm not saying it's like the key component here, but again, I don't think I'm breaking news by saying I don't know if there's one player on this Cubs lineup that is going to be that we don't have the Shohei, okay? We don't have a Vlad Guerrero in our lineup. It is going to take a village a little bit. And I do think that if Miguel Amaya can provide just some of that power in that 6, 7, 8, 9 area, let Matt Shaw do what Matt Shaw does, which is hopefully hit the ball on a line, get on base.
He's been doing it.
Dansby, little pop every once in a while. Moises Ballesteros, hit the ball, and Miguel adds a little bit of that power. That's a nice complement of pieces on that back end to flip the lineup around. And just through 2 games, Luke, the thing that I've liked is that back part of the lineup has done a nice job bringing Michael Busch up to the plate with runners on. That's exactly what you want. And if you're going to have Busch hit leadoff, that's what you would like to see the second, third time around.
Yeah, game 1, the Cubs didn't do great with runners in scoring position.
Did not.
Horrible, actually.
Today, 10
Cash.
runs, 9 hits, 2 home runs. Like they were really, really good. And I know that a lot of people are angry at Ian Happ all the time. Win, good, bad, win, lose, doesn't matter. But he did. We were talking about that before the game too. Yeah. He did hit the ball hard twice in the opener, but he also struck out on 9 pitches
3 times.
Yeah. And runners were in scoring position.
Yeah.
Today you felt good for him again.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the part of the show where I want to be. It takes a big man to apologize, right? I would like
You're
to
a tall
apologize.
man.
I'm a tall guy. Thank you.
guy.
It takes a tall man to apologize.
That's true.
I would like to apologize to Ian Happ because, listen, I know the guy. He's a good dude, and listen, he is a solid left fielder. My big beef was he's not a number 3 hitter, and while I still believe that in my heart, I was not aware on opening day how hard he hit that ball, and that it would have been on Waveland if the wind wasn't blowing as hard as it was in left field. Yeah. So he did get a hit opening day. He did hit a monster home run that was just killed by the wind. That's not his fault. It is his fault that he struck out 3 times on 9 pitches, though, with key moments, okay? That being said, Ian Happ today, a big 3-run blast. And I mean, I'll tell you what, like, you know, you can say what you want, but like we're talking about like 3 hard hit balls in 2 games. And, you know, this one did some major damage and it broke the game wide open. So I want to say I'm sorry. Ian Happ, I'm sorry. I still don't believe he's a number 3 hitter, but I probably shouldn't have been so hard on opening day against him. But man, it felt good, and you could see the frustration in his face. I bet that 3-run bomb felt really good for him moving forward. Because, I mean, listen, players will tell you they're not on their phone, they're not looking at social media. They know, they hear. I mean, I know he probably gets a little bit of stress knowing that, you know, 3. But it's the monkey off your back at this point when you hit that big blast to blow the game wide open. So good for Ian Happ, and I hope he has a lot of success on this team in like the 5 or 6 hole moving forward.
That is our CHGO Big Apology presented by American Greeting Cards.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll say that I still think Ian Happ is probably feeling a little frustrated today because the irony is those 3 balls that you mentioned that he hit really hard, they all came right-handed.
Yeah.
He is a guy who's a predominant left-handed hitter. I'm telling you, I think he's scratching his head today and asking himself, man, this is baseball. This is funny because, there's something going on with the left-handed side of the plate, with the swing, where, I mean, these are kind of down the pipe a little bit, and he's just not connecting right now. So it's got to be something tiny, little bit of timing, a little bit mechanical, whatever that is. But flip him over to the right side, something that he doesn't do quite as often, and he's smoking balls across the field right now. So credit to Ian Happ for being a switch hitter. And obviously I love to see because, he should technically have 2 home runs already this year. But it's just weird, Luke. Like, can't hit the broadside of the barn through 2 games for left-handed, but right-handed right now, you can't get him out. So deal with that, the 13-year-old Washington Nationals manager who's a young child right now. Deal with that on Sunday for a matchup.
That's our diehard near, and one of our dedicated diehards from the very beginning says that's not who Happ is. Steady Eddie.
Yeah.
He's not glamorous. He comes up with the numbers at the end of the season. He'll have his highs, he'll have his lows, sometimes even in a 2-day span, sometimes even in 1 game.
But I would argue Steady Eddie shouldn't be batting 3rd in a lineup. He should be batting 5th or 6th and be Steady Eddie.
And
put up those numbers.
It's not ideal right now, although he did homer from the 3 spot.
Again, I am sorry. I overreacted on Thursday.
Don't take back your big apology. Presented by American Greeting Cards.
We're selling those now,
American Greeting Cards.
I don't know. Hallmark movies.
We talked to our partner. We're going to need another big apology from
I
you,
hope
Justin.
sales is paying attention to this because that's a quick sell. I feel like you get it done pretty quickly.
Every show I have to apologize to somebody.
Somebody has to do a big Big apology.
I'm calling my wife. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Kenzie. I didn't mean to.
I didn't take out the garbage. Hey, you know what? Who should really be apologizing is the Nationals defense.
Oh,
Yikes.
brutal.
The way they did their starting pitcher today.
Oh, man.
Like, we can worry about Matt Shaw or Seiya when time happens in right field. These first two games have been brutal in the outfield for windy days. Today you throw in the wind and the sun at Wrigley Field, and some of the young Nationals players looked like I did playing Little League.
It's like a montage from the movie Major League.
It was
crazy.
Bad. It was. I mean, and it's just, that's a lonely feeling, man. Because I mean, it's a big blue sky. You're right, the sun and the wind is just howling. They multiple guys on that team looked lost when that ball was in the air. It was like Little League. It's just like,
hey, the relationship with Wrigley Field, it can be a little toxic at times. It can be your best friend. It can be your worst enemy. It was definitely the Cubs' friend today for sure, especially on some of those pop-ups. Even Jacob Young in center field too. I mean, it was a struggle for a lot of those young players out there.
That being said, that one dude up the middle made a phenomenal play against us. One of the best defensive plays we've ever seen. And Luke, you had said it may be the defensive play of the year already in the second game.
Yeah, off Bush, another rocket.
Up the middle, was it Nunez? I forget. Unbelievable
the throw falling over after a spin move on a fly to first base.
Insane.
It was great.
Yeah.
All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, one writer takes, I think, a shot at baseball fans, and Nico PCA, which deal is better? It's next on the CHGO Cubs podcast.
Hey, Justin, I got a tale for you.
What's up?
My first car ever, actually my first two cars ever, man, they put 200,000 miles on it. It was dependable. It was stylish. It got me where I wanted to go. So I just want to say a special thank you to Toyota and my Toyota Corolla and to my Toyota Camry. They got me there in style my whole life.
Nice.
Everyone remembers their first car, right?
You're like a Toyota boy.
I am a Toyota boy. That's right. And this weekend, every weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday with Toyota because they put the good times in gear. Not only is it the Camry or the Corolla, they got the Tundra, the Tacoma, the 4Runner, and if you want some cool, amazing available features, they got power tailgates to power your game days and a trailer backup guide that is clearly champ of the ramp. Heck, we might even cancel Mondays at this time. I'm going out in my Toyota, so whatever it is, Toyota trucks, or whether it is the Camry, whether it is the 4Runner, make sure you find yours at Toyota.com today. Toyota, let's go places. Thank you, Toyota. I love you because I'm a Toyota boy.
The Toyota boy.
The Toyota boy.
All right, I know it's almost April, but we're still in winter.
Yeah.
Have you been outside? It's not warm. It's good. Is your home's heating up for the challenge, even though we are pushing April? Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up. At Four Seasons, we guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems with Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Furnaces start at $39 a month and furnace AC combos $57 a month. Call today and save $50 from your trusted local experts. They've been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Four Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. And again, Chicago is up and down. It's like the season, right? It's warm. It's cold. Either way, fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. They'll take care of you.
You need it.
Back in the Xfinity Loft with the CHGO Cubs podcast show presented by Bet365, where winning is everything, and Toyota Let's Go Places. Luke, Joey, Justin, and Sarah with you, and everybody in the live YouTube chat. Right now, make sure you have subscribed to that CHGO Cubs YouTube channel. We'd like to push it over 5,000 this weekend. Push it up
Can
there.
we see the
get
number
it going.
move? I want to see the number move.
That's the number right there.
I want to see the number move.
There's over 130 people that have been watching, and I guarantee a couple of them are not subscribed.
Yeah, what percentage? And only 48 of the 133 currently watching live have given us the thumbs up.
Really?
It's the price of free
What's that all
to
about?
subscribe and also like the video.
What do we have to do to win you guys over? I mean, I'll apologize.
Another big apology, probably.
Every single show, I'll apologize.
Apologies.
Let's go.
So before the break, I teased that, hey, we're going to talk about the contract extensions. Now we had the details coming out of the Nico one. Last show we did, the second half of the postgame show was, whoa, extension, Nico. Didn't see that coming. Didn't think they'd do two of them. And we've kind of lumped it in to the offseason in reality, because a lot of the hard work was done
Yeah.
building this extension in the offseason. It just didn't happen quite in time. So Bob Nightingale put out anybody accusing the Cubs of ruining baseball.
Oh, God.
$488 million this offseason, way more than anybody else. Now, that sounds partly sarcastic. Obviously.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
Is the way they're spending different than the Dodgers, Yes.
Yes.
It is still different. I think you have to tip your cap to the Cubs for clearly making a move this offseason. Was it all for one player like Schwarber, like I was hoping for Schwarber and Mackenzie Gore? No, it wasn't that dream, but they put together a pretty nice little offseason that should help them be in play for that still moving forward. They didn't do it all now, but they still could do something like that, and they've locked in what I would like to call controllable assets, right? They may not be A-plus assets, but they've locked up controllable B-plus, A-minus assets, which is also very valuable.
Well, can we word it like they locked up controllable stars, right? We didn't lock up, and we didn't get the superstar,
Right.
the Sotos and the Otanis, but
You
we
hope
locked
you
up.
did with PCA.
Well, right, but
Future.
but you locked
Yeah.
up the star version of PCA early enough to where if he becomes that superstar that he believes he is, then you got him under kind of a discount, right?
Yeah.
So I do want to say, whether Nightingale's tweet was sarcastic or not, isn't it nice to be in that conversation of like that side of baseball where
The dark side a little bit?
The Cubs are outspending everybody this winter. Like, when's the last time we could really say that? You know what I'm saying? And like, you all saw like the negativity last year. Rick is just cheap. Well, hey, here we are being kind of the Cubs have outspent everybody this offseason. It's a great place to be a fan from, isn't it?
And they should be, right?
Yeah,
They should
totally.
be greatly outspending the
Totally.
division, which should lead to greatly defeating the rest of the division.
Yep.
And as Niren points out, they haven't beat the Brewers yet, and Carter Hawkins 113 says Dodgers payroll with tax $500 million. Ours is $249. Boob Nightingale is a troll.
Added the extra O there. All
And
right.
yeah, Ron
Nice job.
Schwarber's making a lot less than Bregman.
Well, I'll say this is that when it comes to Nico, what's great about the Nico deal is I believe the Chicago Cubs are banking on cost certainty.
Yes.
Is what I would say with that, where they believe that he's a consistent enough player to stay at the level that he is already at, and maybe go a little bit over, but never dip too far below and stay right at that level. In terms of PCA, I think you put it perfectly, that they're banking on investing in him now because they think that when he is 27, 28, 29 years old, the market will say he is worth something like this, and they're going to be paying him something like that. Yeah. He'll still be very handsomely compensated. Don't get me wrong.
And
handsome. Not a bad-looking dude. But at the same time, what I love about this is that, and Luke, we've done segments on the show about this, is that I think the Chicago Cubs are finally acting with foresight, right? They're getting ahead of some of this stuff. Yeah. What are some of the things that we have heard from them in the past? Let's just go back to the Cubs trade deadline of last year. We didn't realize the cost and the prices for these players was going to be so high, and we just weren't willing to meet those prices. And yes, it sounded like those prices were outrageous, and the Cubs should not have paid them. Could they have been more proactive early on to jump the market and maybe get it at a little bit more of their price? Yeah, they might have. And then when we talk about free agents hitting the market each year, guess what? These prices keep going up, and the Cubs keep going, man, I'm never going to pay, these are just outrageous prices. These are outrageous prices. Well, maybe you should have signed Bryce Harper, you know what I mean, 7 or 8 years ago at that $300 million deal. So this is, now it's not looking so great.
Judge.
I get it. Well, whatever it is, I think the Cubs are finally acting with, we have a conviction about something. We're going to go out there. We're going to try and get this deal done. We like Nico Hoerner. We want to keep Nico Hoerner here. Sure, could we try and replace Nico Hoerner? Yeah, we could try, but it's easier just keeping him in-house. The same thing that goes with Pete Crow-Armstrong. The same thing that maybe hopefully works for Edward Cabrera. Maybe they're getting him a little bit ahead of when he's hitting his apex as a player. So this is just it's a refreshing, different way that I feel like the Cubs are doing business. They deserve to be applauded for it. Just because we're applauding them now doesn't mean that they're done forever. They have to keep pushing the envelope because the better that you get, Luke, the more that you have to maintain that greatness and keep pushing towards something, which is, oh, yeah, that's right, the World Series championship. That's the course they're on now.
I like 2 comments right here from the chat. I believe because it's a family show, it's just Rich Ardsass 5906 saying Tucker versus PCA and Hoerner. I'll take PCA and Hoerner.
Fair.
And Jonah saying Nico seems like an absolute bargain to me. We got a star for his prime at arbitration level numbers simply because he won't hit 30 home runs a season. He also won't hit 20 possibly home runs for a season. The one thing I started to wonder when I saw the numbers come out for Nico, and I think this is a fair question, even though it's in hindsight, when you went into the offseason and we were all saying, hey, give Nico an extension. Hey, give PCA an extension. We were asking for both of those. Which did you think would get the bigger deal? I thought it was going to be PCA.
Yeah,
with you.
It's a trick question in a way.
It is. Now the more I've thought about it, I realize why. And having not put a lot of thought into it, you just ask me, oh, well, one guy's younger and it looks like he could have superstar potential. I would say you'd have to give more to PCA because he was in an MVP conversation for half a season last year. But when you look at it the other way, you say, well, wait a minute. Nico's the guy that was hitting free agency. And the other guy you didn't have to do anything with. Nico is hitting free agency, coming off a 6+ WAR season, and if he does it again this year and he markets himself as a shortstop and a second baseman, how big is that contract going to be?
Huge. Absolutely. And so that's why it's a trick question because, you know, long-term, who's the better player, PCA or Nico? I mean, probably PCA, but ultimately PCA was already under contract for many years. This didn't have to get done. So you didn't have to offer him that much over what he... So my point is that, yeah, it's a trick question. Pete Crow-Armstrong should be making less than Nico Hoerner because there was no urgency. He was wrapped up already. The good news is that we have them both for years. We still have a lot of years with Dansby Swanson. Even someone like Miguel Amaya, right? I mean, like if he can really be that guy, you have him for multiple years. Michael Busch, I think he's not a free agent for 4 more years. You know,
Cade Horton.
Cade Horton, Edward Cabrera for 3 more years. Daniel Palencia for years. This young core, I haven't even mentioned the fact that Bregman at third base for 5 years. You still got Matt Shaw, and I mean, for many, many years. This young core, we're to put your last name in a little pun here, we're stuck with them in a very, very good way because they're going to be you can go out and buy some jerseys, guys, because these guys are going to be here for quite a while. And that's a good thing. I think continuity is good. I think chemistry is good. And then you just supplement what you need in free agency and the trade deadline. But the core will be here for years and years to come.
And we got these extensions done just in time. Am I right? Anyways, so here's what I was thinking about, right?
Joey's crystal ball.
We were just fit them all in while we're there. So we were having this conversation, and I'll be transparent with the audience. When I saw the 141 come down for Nico Hoerner, I thought that I was like, wow, that's a little bit more than I was thinking. So I started diving into the numbers. I didn't go too deep, but just for a little bit of a frame of reference. And something that you need to ask yourself as a Cubs fan about whether you're cool with it or not. These are some other guys making around $140 million on total salary. Now, granted, different positions, different players, but there is one guy I will point out at the end. Around this salary that Nico Hoerner will be making, Will Smith, the catcher on the Dodgers, last 3 seasons combined, 12.0 WAR. Javi Baez, around $140 million. I don't need to crunch the WAR. We know what we're talking about when we talk about that. Tyler Glasnow, 6.2 injuries last 3 years, 6.2 WAR. Jesus Luzardo, a guy who was on the Cubs radar, 9.0 over the last 3 years. Jackson Merrill, only been in the league for 2 years, but 7.2. He's on his way. And then $116 million is Ketel Marte at 16.1. He is the only one out of this list that had more WAR over the last 3 seasons than Nico Hoerner that came in at 15.1. But ask yourself this question, Cubs fans. If you feel like Nico Hoerner's money is too expensive for you at 141, would you rather have Nico Hoerner or would you rather have Matt Chapman? Matt Chapman signed for $151 million. He has a combined WAR of 15.5 over the last 3 years. Nico's is at 15.1. Now, Nico, high batting average. Matt Chapman, more power. Defensively, both of them elite. But ask yourself that question. Which player would you rather have I would rather have Nico Hoerner. And if that money's going to be deferred $6 or $8 million over the next 2 or 3 years, it even gets better for me in that category. So when you look at it, Nico Hoerner is a 4-win player every single year, 6-win last year. If he gives you 4 and he gives you maybe a couple 5s, and if he gives you one more 6, this is market value. They did right by Nico, and the Cubs got a good deal in return.
And it's because the way he also goes about his game, his work, all of the things they want him to do and be. Let's talk quickly about his game when we come back from break. Both PCA and Nico did exactly what the Cubs just paid them to do money to do.
That's
today,
so true.
Totally.
Today, like it was
Literally.
exactly their type of game. It's coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast.
Hey, Cubs fans, the shot clock, it's ticking, and it's your chance to shop Buzzer Beetle deals. Oh, sorry. Buzzer Beetle. Let me try that again. 3, 2. Hey, Cubs fans, the shot clock is ticking, and it's your chance to shop Buzzer Beater deals all month long at Ray Chevrolet during their car clearance madness event. Ooh. Shop in today and stop in today and drive home with 0% financing for 72 months on new Chevrolet models, or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. It's one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, and you're sure that you're going to find the perfect vehicle for you. And as one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they're able to keep their prices competitive, so you know you'll get a great deal. Plus, it's Ray's Price Promise lets you shop confidently because the price you see is the price that you're going to pay. So go see for yourself. Visit our partner at their convenient location right on Route 12 in Fox Lake, and don't miss your shot to shop their car clearance madness event going on all month long for 0% financing for 72 months on new Chevrolet models. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or at raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Together, let's drive.
Yeah. All right. So I got with some of my friends over the weekend, and they were like from high school, and they're like, dude, you been working out? You look a little bigger. Listen, it's not me. Yeah, I'm working out, but it's not me. It's because of Huel. Huel, I'm telling you, this is my new thing. I don't even have breakfast anymore. What I do is I get up, I get my baby ready, and I get my son ready off to school, and then I go in the basement, I work out, and I have a great ready-to-made drink from Huel. They taste good.
Good for hours, too.
Oh, my God.
Good for hours.
It fills me up for a long time. I don't need to eat until like late lunch, but it tastes good. That's, for me, the best part. 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, no artificial sweeteners, colors, or flavors, gluten-free, under $5 per meal. A complete meal you can literally grab and go. That's right. Yep, grab and go. Limited time offer. Get Huel today with my exclusive offer of 15% off online with our code Cubs15. New customers only. Again, 15% off with our code Cubs15. Huel.com/Cubs15. Thank you to Huel for partnering and supporting our show and making us swole. If you're busy, this is your game changer.
Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365. Winning is everything, and Toyota. Let's go places. We are live in the Xfinity Lounge. 10-2 Cubs over the Nationals is the first W of the season. Before the break, I teased that those two guys signed these contracts, or extensions, I should say, and they're both for 6 years. Nico, 141. PCA with a chance to get up to 133, right? So not that far off. But this was a Nico game, and this was a PCA game. Not because they dominated, not because you're saying they each hit 3 home runs, because they can do these other things in games where they may not even be the star of the game, right? So they weren't. Amaya was the star of the game. Horton was the star of the game. If we were giving out 3 stars, it's probably Happ, Amaya, Horton.
Yeah.
But look at what they did for what they do. 1 hit, and this was Nico's day. 1 hit, 1 RBI, 2 walks, and a stolen base.
Love it.
Great defense.
Love it.
Turned some double plays. PCA, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 stolen bases, and great defense.
And another bunt.
And another bunt.
Another perfect
Somebody
bunt.
said that in the chat earlier today. They were pointing out, I think it was in like the first segment. It came very early in the show saying, I think PCA worked on his bunting in the offseason.
And Luke, I think you and I disagree about this. I think bunting is actually really important. I know you're not a big fan of it, but like for someone like PCA who's just blazing fast, a bunt keeps the infield honest. And sure, he could hit a bomb. He could hit 2 bombs. He could hit with slug. But the fact that he could also lay down a bunt perfectly on the third base side and automatically be on first base, you know what that means? That means he's basically hit a double because he will steal second. So getting on first base, whether it's a bunt, whether it's a walk, he will get to second base because he's so fast. So I think in PCA's game, bunting to keep that other team honest, it creates more holes. It's just good for his game, you know? So I love seeing 2 games, 2 perfect bunts from PCA. And today very good things happened.
Well, from the guy in the middle seat here, I'm going to bridge this gap here for a moment where I will say that personally, especially if he's going to hit cleanup, I do want to see him trying to drive the ball. He definitely did that today. I think PCA looks great at the plate right
Amazing.
now. I really do. I understand he is going to strike out from time to time. That's going to be baked in. You're going to have to accept that as a Cubs fan, that is going to happen. But the bat plane on the setup looks like Michael Busch a little bit at the plate. It looks like they've been kind of like mirroring each other, where Dustin Kelly's been working on him. We talked a little bit about he looks a little bit more compact. Maybe the stride is a little bit shorter so that he can kind of like soft toe so he doesn't get too widened out a little bit. And he's hitting the ball on the nose. And I understand all the stuff about him getting on base, but even his last at bat, that pop up, I mean, he just missed hitting that ball, I feel like 430 feet. When it comes to the bunting, again, we talked a little bit about it the other day. I'm glad that he's having success with it now, because if anything that you want to do at the beginning of the season, when people start trying to gather scouting reports on different players, I think PCA wouldn't mind having on the opposing scouting report, he's kind of trying to utilize that side of the field right now. Don't creep too far to second base. Maybe you got to be ready for whether it is a bunt or whether trying to work the other way. I'm cool with him trying to maybe get it on the scouting report now so it's accounted for, because 1 or 2 steps closer to third base can mean a couple more hits going this way.
1,000%.
I will be honest, I do question whether it's going to be a plan that he's going to be able to execute 162. And there are going to be moments where, frankly, second and third, 1 out, man, I want you hitting the ball as hard as you can, even if it is wide open on the left side. That's just going to be how I feel about it. But for him doing it right now, I think it's really smart. Yeah. And if he keeps having success with it, keep putting it out there, because there's nothing wrong with having a balanced scouting report sheet instead of a guy just pulling the ball all the time. If it's working for you right now, get it on the paper right now. Nothing wrong with that.
Our guy, Jedi of Chicago, dropped a PCA meme in our CHGO Discord, which is available to all the diehards. Where
let me take a look.
Very nice. Stuff. So
very nice.
We will go check that out. Thank you, diehard of Chicago. And I'm sure you enjoy your diehard card, which is instant credibility. You said you were talking about how PCA...
It's a very Star Wars one. Very good, Jedi. Thumbs up. Big time.
You were saying
I appreciate
how
it.
PCA looks. I thought you were going to mention Fit Check. I've heard both of you guys say that now this season. Fit Check.
We had the outfit, opening day Fit Check.
Now, see... That was what I used to call my drip list.
Oh, okay, the drip list.
Drip list. Now everybody's going with the term Fit Check. So I just want to keep up with it. Now I know Fit Check is replaced my drip list.
Let's do a subscriber check. We have gained 2 subscribers since I asked.
Thank you.
Which is not enough. Unacceptable.
But that's 2
I want
for you.
more. But thank you for the 2 that did subscribe.
Those 2 matter.
Those two matter.
Absolutely.
Let's keep hitting subscribe.
You can do it. We can do it. We can do it together. Our quest to 5K. What's that? I don't
Rocky?
know.
If I can do it, you can do it. We can all do it.
You can change. We can change. That's the best I could do there.
Can I go back to the bunting one for 1 second?
Yeah.
I have one more point. Is that, remember back in the day when Rizzo was up or Schwarber and everybody just shifted heavily and everyone's like, why don't you just drop a bunt? Like Rizzo and Schwarber and those guys, they weren't bunters. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it didn't make sense, but PCA is a bunter. And it's one of those things where if the defense is going to give it to you, why not? I know, Joey, you made a comment about, well, you don't want your cleanup hitter doing. I get that, but in my mind, PCA is not really a cleanup hitter. He's there because Council put him there, but I don't want him to change anything about who he is as an offensive player. What he is, I don't want to, quote Steve Goodman here, but he's got the power, he's got the speed. He can literally do both things. So go hit your bombs when you have to. But if the defense is going to shift and give you that third wide open grass on third base, lay down a perfect bunt like you've done the past 2 games and get on base, because I'm telling you, with his stolen bases, he'll turn that into a double, maybe even a triple, and that's good for our team. So, again, we'll see how it plays out. You're right, but I love that he's been doing it, and it's just, at the very least, it's going to be in the back of every third baseman's mind that he can do it, and maybe he's going to create more holes for him.
Yeah, I think we're driving towards the same thing here, where it's going to be a little bit of a time and a place and not just game situation.
Right.
Like for me, when you're 7 for 9 lifetime against Michaelis, I don't want you bunting.
Right.
Later in the game, when it was a relief situation, he saw an opportunity, dropped it down. And I don't think there's wrong with doing it early on in the year just to get people on the scent of it a little bit.
Yeah.
So they have to account for it. And maybe he doesn't have to do it ever again, but at least now people are like, maybe that's out there. And I don't have a problem with that.
I don't love doing it down 4 runs. So, like the time, whatever the time is, that's when you judge it. Ron, I didn't think about this, but Ron is right. If Carson Kelly started the game instead of Amaya, every single player on the field would have been a first-round pick, including Horton today.
Wow, everybody. Happ, PCA.
Yeah, PCA was a first-round pick. Happ was one. Shaw was one.
Bregman.
Dansby was one. Bregman was
stat.
one.
That's a cool stat.
Really cool, Ron. Good job, dude.
I didn't know Bush was a first-round pick.
I believe, I think he was like a mid-first round pick by the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Took him a minute to get to
So
the
not
show.
all Cubs first-round picks, obviously, but first-round
Little
picks.
asterisk in there. Okay,
that end up with the Cubs. Shota gets his first start on Sunday as the Cubs go for the series win against Jake Irvin. Joey, you pointed out 2 starts for him against the Cubs. How has he fared?
Oh, boy. 2 starts last year, I believe, 8 1/3 innings?
8 1/3.
He allowed 13 hits, 10 runs to our Chicago Cubs, 3 home runs, 6 walks. He had a start last year at Wrigley, 3 1/3 innings, gave up 7 runs, a couple of bombs. So this is another great opportunity for the Cubs. I know everyone was like, we got to be beating up on these Nationals here on Thursday. I understand that. Well, great opportunity to have a series win. The weather should be nice before maybe it rains all next week. So great opportunity for the Cubs to score some runs tomorrow. Good opportunity to give Shota a pad, Justin, right? Because if he does give up a couple solo homers, we need him also to just go out there, maybe give us some innings and give us a quality outing, if anything.
Here's the deal, guys. I mean, it's never like must win. No, it's March, almost April. But, the sky was falling down after opening day. Everyone was so upset about the loss until we got the Nico news. But, Cubs lost to the Nationals. And what I say, you want to win every series. That's the goal of every – if you could win every series this year, you are going to the playoffs. As
they did last year.
Right.
Yeah.
So ultimately, here we are tomorrow. They win the series. Now, I think it's a big game, not just for winning the series against a pretty bad Nationals team, but I think it's a big game because of Shota Imanaga. Which Shota do we have now? Is it the year-and-a-half ace Shota Imanaga we've had, or is it the second half Shota Imanaga who we couldn't even trust in the postseason? I would love for tomorrow, the same way I said earlier, to see Miguel Amaya start off with a bang today. I would love tomorrow for Shota to have a classic first year-and-a-half Shota Imanaga, just to build his confidence a little bit, to rally the team a little bit, to show it was an injury last second half, or I was tipping my pitches, whatever it was, that it's been corrected, and now I'm back to being ace-like Shota Imanaga. It'll go a long way for him and this Cubs team.
If you had to guess and put a lot of money on it, how many home runs, not even knowing the wind blowing in or out, because the thing we do worry, you talked about it, the home runs, right? Wow, at spring training, there were a lot of home runs.
Yeah, there were.
A lot of home runs between him and Tyone. What number would you guess would be the amount of home runs he allows tomorrow against the Nationals? 0, 1, 2, or more?
I'm going to say 2, but the Cubs still win tomorrow, and they're going to be solo shots. That's my guess.
2 or more.
Yeah, if you
I'd say 2.
If you put the line at 2.5, I am going to go slightly under. I think, we've seen, Joey Weimer and Brady House, and even that Lyle kid's pretty good. James Wood hasn't done anything this series. It would not shock me if he gave up a couple of bombs. But at the same time, I think, he at least his confidence is up heading out of some of these spring starts. He's pitched pretty well the last couple of turns there, and Shota does love pitching at home. I'll go under 2.5. I
would agree with Justin in that it is sort of a big game, even though it's, March still. Right. It's a big game in that the way the fans are going to look at him going into the season. Right. You know what I mean? There are a lot of doubters after the end of last season and the postseason and spring training about what Shota will be able to do this year and who he will be. If he were to come out and give you 6 innings tomorrow, give you a Cade Horton type start, wow, that changes everything. Yeah. And our rally dog here has been sound asleep for the entire game. I didn't want to say anything, but Vito, you've been out the whole game, man. But you know what I mean?
Supervising.
I just think for spirit of the guy's season, it's sort of just he could really quiet some people by having a nice start the first time out.
And you're supposed to win a series against a bad team, so you want to do that. And then, you want Shota Imanaga to remember that he's Shota Imanaga. He's the guy that, like, literally we fell in love with for a year and a half. He's the guy that was singing in the shower, "Go Cubs Go" on the marquee commercials. You know, like, he's the guy that he was a fan favorite. Last year ended kind of sour for us. He did not do well down the stretch. I do think it was an injury. I do think it was tipping, whatever it was. But hopefully it's been corrected. I think it will go a long way for Shota to pitch at least a quality start tomorrow. But I do think he'll give up 1 or 2 home runs.
Yeah, Cubs fans, we love Shota Imanaga. We don't want him to go to the dark side, which he ended up in October of last year. And Sarah, do you have the meme that Jedi threw in the Discord chat? We'll throw that out there with the last minute to go.
Oh.
He bunts now? He bunts now. Great Star Wars drop from The Rise of Skywalker. That's a great one right there.
I believe it was the rise of Stuckmeyer, but that's
The rise of Stuckmeyer.
All I know
Good
is
job, Jedi.
We got 30 seconds left. You guys have been asking for a dog. Today we gave you Horton and Vito.
Who's the better dog?
The dog on the mound.
Who's your dog? In your case, it's Vito.
Lick in the hand. Hey, Vito, PCA? Yeah, I agree, buddy. I agree.
We'll
Cubs
see if
win.
Shota can prove something and the Cubs can win their first series of the season. And then we're back on Monday night after the Cubs game right here for a postgame show. Thanks for watching and fly the W.
We all silly like the mayor.